Hey, welcome to Extravagant Fragrances. Today, or actually it was a few days ago, I got a message from a dear viewer, and the message was, could you offer advice on how to combat price wars? I have someone offering 1 ounce bottles, that's the body oils, for $10. I'm not trying to go that low. What do you suggest? Any help would be appreciated. My first piece of advice that I would give is that if you're not trying to go that low, I think that's really inexpensive to sell a 1 ounce bottle for on a retail level. And this person who's doing it, maybe, who knows? I don't know if the guy is a high volume seller or if he's just desperate. That also happens as well. But you got to keep in mind, when your customer buys the 1/8 roll-on or the 1/3 roll-on, you know, a 1/3 might last someone 2 or 3 months. Maybe it might last someone a year. I personally have held on to a 1/3 roll-on for years before I actually used it all up. So it depends on the customer. It depends on how frequently they're using it. But in most cases, a 1/8 or 1/3, you know, with regular use is going to last maybe less than a month. You know, let's say a 1/8 might last less than a month. A 1/3, same thing. It might last for about a month or longer, depending on how frequently the person is using the fragrance. So imagine a 1 ounce, a bottle that's 1 ounce. You're talking something that may last them for, you know, a few months. So if the person's giving away the product like that for $10, you know, he may not see that repeat customer again for maybe 6 months down the road. So that's something that the viewers that are trying to figure out their pricing and everything, you got to keep these things in mind when you're selling your oils. One way you might want to look at it is, I know a person actually has a retail storefront, and what they do is they have the half a dram, which is the half of the 1/8 roll-on. They have half size that, then they have the 1/8 size, and then they've got the 1/3 size. Then there's the 1 ounce, there's the 2 ounce, there's the 4 ounce, and I don't think it gets any bigger than that. But the 1 dram, the half a dram, he actually sells for like $5. The 1/8 he sells for, last that I checked, it was like $6 to $8. And then the 1/3 he was selling 1/3s for $10. Then your 1 ounce he was selling for, I want to say $20 or $25. Then the 2 ounce was, wait, I'm sorry. There was the half ounce. I don't remember what the half ounce price was. I think that was like $15. And then the 2 ounce, I believe, was selling for $40 or $50. And then the 4 ounce was even more. I don't really remember. But all I know is that it wasn't like, okay, I'm just going to give you one variation and here it is. I'm going to give you the cheapest deal in town and I'll see you next year. It wasn't like that. He had you know, sizes and made the product affordable for everyone on different levels when it came down to variation. So that's something that you guys out there that want to just come straight out and then just, you know, sell your largest size on the retail level for basically pennies and just give it away. Just keep in mind, you may not see that customer for a long time before they get done using it all up. And that's just, you know, that's just mostly, I would say, my opinion and from my experience seeing how people sell the oils on the streets and also in retail storefronts. Now, another piece of advice as far as, you know, what should you do, what do I suggest if you're in a situation where this person is selling the product away and giving it away to the customer for free almost, I would just move to a different area. If the person has good quality, start mixing up your oils. Start creating your own scents. There's nothing that's going to stop you from unscrewing that cap and then mixing 2 or 3 different fragrances together and creating your own fragrances that he or she doesn't have. So that's another thing you can do. Another thing is if they're in a situation where it's out of desperation, they're selling them for $10, maybe there's not a lot of money flow in the area that they're in. So that's another thing you need to look at, is maybe you need to get out of that area. And I mentioned this in one of my past videos. Get out of that area, get into a higher income area. Even if you don't live in a higher income area, get out of your area for the day. Go to the high income area where people are going to throw money at you. That's where you want to go. And another thing you could do is start getting different bottles. Start getting different designed bottles, fancy bottles. You can do something like that. You know, package the product in such a way where maybe, you know, you put it in a little gift box or something, or put it in a little velvet bag. If you go on eBay, you can find those little velvet bags that are really nice. They're real fancy. Throw one in there. I mean, it's going to increase how you present the product, and how it's packaged is going to increase the potential of what you can sell that product for. Another thing you could do is, if you're selling designer types, just change the whole name altogether. Give it a nice exotic name. Give it a name that it sounds like you can't even buy it in the United States. So there's a lot of little different tricks and little things you can do to change who you are, and be able to come to your customer with, you know, the why me presentation. Okay, and I never, when it comes down to price wars, I would never go back and forth with sellers. You know, what I would try to do is just change who I am in terms of my product, and offer it different, come up with different variations. Just change your variations up. Just change your, you know, you might have to change your entire business model. If this person's giving it away for 10 and you want to stay in that area, then if his customers come to you and say, hey, what are you gonna give it to me for? You gonna give it to me for free too? No, I'm just kidding, but you know, you get what I'm saying. Turn around, tell that customer, look, I'm gonna give it to you for $8, but you gotta get 20 or 30 pieces. So this is wholesale. Okay, now see if that person is willing to go back and forth like that. Maybe they might not be able to do that. Maybe they're getting it at that price already, and they're whoring the product out. Maybe they're getting it for $8 and they're whoring it out. So then maybe they don't have the same amount of inventory as you do, or the kind of buying power that you do, to be able to sell it for any lower than $10. But now what you've done is you've created a different variation where the customer has to buy wholesale if they want to get it cheaper for $10. And also, like I said before in my past videos, if you've seen my past videos, there's never really any competition in this business. There's always going to be either someone that you have the ability to sell to, or they have the ability to sell to you. So you're either going to have things that they don't have, that they're going to want to buy from you, and then there's going to be things that maybe they're sourcing certain products that you don't have, that you're going to be able to buy from them, and you're going to be able to benefit from one another. So that's one thing I would look at, is, you know, is try to figure out, one, how you can figure out a way to work with this person who is selling in your area, and try to make the best of the situation. And if that doesn't work, like I said, just go out of the area for the day. There's so many different places. This market, this particular, is a very unique market. Particularly the fragrance oil business. When it comes down to body oils, it's a very unique market. It's not like the spray perfume or cologne market. It's nothing like that. It's very unique. I get there's not a lot of publicity, you know, with the body oils business. But there's a lot of different things you can do to become successful in this industry. And those who are in this industry, I think they would all agree that it is a unique market. I guess you can kind of say it's kind of like a unique subculture, if you will. But that's my advice for today. I hope it works out for you. Subscribe to my newsletter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video. And click the links below. Take care.